Hey, today we're going to be talking about Amazon DynamoDB. Amazon DynamoDB is a NoSQL database provided by Amazon Web Services. It lets you store data in a key value store or document database. To get started with DynamoDB, I'm going to start off in the AWS Management Console. And to get to DynamoDB, you can either click it here. It's one of my recently visited services. Or you'll find it on the page under Databases, and you'll click here to get to the DynamoDB landing page. From here, we'll go ahead and create a table to get started. So you can create tables in the console, as I'm doing here graphically, or you can use the AWS CLI tool, or use scripts using the library boto3 in Python, as we'll do in a moment. So to create a DynamoDB table in the AWS console, it asks for a table name. I'm going to build a website where users are able to make lists of their favorite albums and artists. So to do that, I'm going to create a simple table first, the users table. And I'm going to give it a primary key here, and I'm going to give that the name ID. And for the key in our table, I'll just use a string because we'll be assigning UUIDs that are generated by Python automatically for us, and we'll do that in a moment. Right now, I'm just going to create a table using the name users and the primary key of ID, and just use default settings for the rest. Then click Create. You'll see this brings us to a browser for the different tables in DynamoDB that we've created, and you'll see it's currently in progress creating the new table for users. Once that's done, you'll see all these tabs become active that allow us to manage our table. So our table's empty right now, so the first thing I'm going to do is add some items. So I'll go to the Items tab, and creating an item is similar to just creating a record in a database you're used to, such as MySQL or Postgres. But in this case, we're creating items in a key value store, so we're just going to enter a value for the ID, and then we can put in whatever we want for the value. So I'm going to click Create Item here, and you'll see it gives us this tree-like view. And I'll just enter an ID, which is our key to look up the value. So I'll just put the number 1 right now, but I could easily add any other key. It could be any type of string. And then I can use this plus sign here to go ahead and append a value to this record. So I'll choose a string here, and let's just call that first name, Larry, and then I'll do a last name. And I'll just use my own name here. And you see we could add a record here and click Save and browse the records that are in that table. And I'll add one more item, and I'll just use ABC, and then we'll append some other value, let's say a number, and let's call this phone number. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. Okay. And so you'll see this is very flexible. All we had to do was provide a key here, and then we could provide any value we wanted. So there's no real schema here. So you see one of my records was able to have a phone number with no first name and last name, and the other record had a first name and last name, and it doesn't even know anything about a phone number. So yeah, it's schemaless, so very flexible. Which is good because you can move quickly, but also can cause problems if you're not very structured in your approach. So we're going to do a lot of this in code in a moment, just so we can enforce things through our Python objects. So now I'm going to go ahead and delete this table. I just wanted to show how to do it from the console, but what I'm going to do now is switch over to a script and start creating these tables using the boto3 library. So I'm in Visual Studio Code here now, and you'll see I have a new Python script called createtables.py. I'm going to make sure I have the boto3 library installed. Earlier in the previous lesson, I created a virtual environment and activated it, and I was able to do that with the virtual env command. And you see I already have the virtual environment created here in this directory venv, so I'm going to make sure that's active. Okay, and you'll see this virtual environment is active already. And so now I can just do pip3 install, and I can choose the package to install, and you can see that will install the boto3 library, and it's already been done. Now that that's done, I can import boto3 in my script, and I can access DynamoDB using a resource in boto3. So after importing boto3, I'll do boto3.resource and give it DynamoDB, and I'll assign that to DynamoDB. And we'll just print that out and run this just to see that this is configured properly. In the previous lesson, in my home directory, you'll see I have a .aws directory where I've entered Amazon config and credentials so that I can so that this boto3 instance is already connected to my AWS account. So it'll be able to know what's available in DynamoDB. So I'm going to go to this directory and run this file, create tables.py, and you'll see I have a resource here. And you can also see I'm going to use AWS, the command, and type AWS DynamoDB, and there's a variety of commands. So the first command I'm going to use is the list tables command, and you see there's no tables in DynamoDB yet. So to create a table, we will just access this DynamoDB reference we just created and use create table. And you can see in the boto3 documentation, we have the create table documentations here. So I'm just going to copy this for now to get started. And you'll see we can create a table and get the response in this variable called table. So I'm going to call this the users table. And we'll create table, and you can give the table name users, and you can give a key. So earlier we said we're going to use a key called ID, and then we can also have a username, and that can be our secondary sort key. And then we also need to make our definitions right here. So we're going to say this is our keys that we're using. So we have a primary key, and DynamoDB has what's called a sort key, which I'll go into more in a little bit. And then you also have to define the data types for these attributes. So ID we're saying is a string, and username we're going to say is a string as well. And we'll leave the throughput, read and write capacity to 5. We'll talk about that more in a moment. But for now, I'm just going to create a table and make sure that that goes through. So I'm also going to print the response from that. So let's go ahead and run that. So I'm going to do Python 3, create tables. And you'll see it responded with the DynamoDB table of users. And so now we're going to go into the AWS console and verify that this worked. So if I refresh the page here, you'll see now there's a users table, and you can see there's no items in that table yet, but it also shows the key I created earlier, which was ID and username. To continue on, I'm going to go ahead and continue creating more tables. So I'm going to copy this syntax again, and we can go ahead and replace it. But what we're going to create is a table for artists. So I'm going to type artist here as the table. And for an artist, we're going to have an ID that's automatically generated. And we'll have a Spotify ID because we're going to want to integrate this with Spotify later. So I'm going to add a Spotify ID key here as well. And then for the types here, I'm just going to do ID again, and ID is a string again. And then the Spotify ID is a string again. And so we'll create an artist table. And then we'll also let's go ahead and create an albums table as well. And then we'll add some records to those in a moment. So an album is also going to have a table name of albums. And we'll give that an ID, and each album will have a Spotify ID as well. And also we'll store a reference to a the artist ID that these albums are by. But we're not going to define it here in the schema. This is just for our keys, and then we'll put references to the artists whenever we create actual items in this table. So I'm going to go ahead and create all of these now. So I'm going to run this again. You'll probably see an error saying that the table users already exists. So we don't really need this users table anymore, but I'm going to save this for later. So I'll comment that out, and then I'll run this again, and then we'll let our other tables get created. And so if we refresh this now, you should see 3 tables for users, artists, and albums. So that's it for this lesson. We created some tables in DynamoDB using both the web console and using boto3. In the next lesson, we're going to create, read, update, and delete items within the tables that we just created. Thanks.